welcome this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week. Pre-foreclosure daily grinds, Chris the Drummer Bose and Bob LaChance. Hopefully everyone has had a great week. Couple things. Hopefully you guys made our Equator webinar last week. We had some hard-hitting people on there. The total of about 300 files that we're working on between myself, obviously Chris, and two other people, top loss mitigators, agents, and investors around the nation. It was awesome. If you missed it, go to shortsaledailynews.com. Pretty killer. But anyway, today we're going to talk about a SunTrust deal that we were working on, yes, for a year. For a year. So anyone who's dealing with SunTrust, you feel our pain. You feel our pain. But anyway, we have some good takeaways on this one deal. On this particular deal, we lost about 5 buyers, and Chris is going to have the accurate numbers coming up. But anyway, we got some good things. One of them is going to be Fannie Mae was the first, so we'll give you the guidelines again for what they'll allow second mortgages. Also, dealing with a first and a second with the same lender. Chris is going to dig in to what happened in this deal and maybe what you could do and exactly what we did to finally get this thing closed. So, Chris, let's talk about this. And also, whoa, I almost forgot, the short sale acceptance letters, what they actually state and if they settle them in full or they just release the lien. That's coming up. So anyway, Chris, take it away.
Basically, as Bob was saying, yeah, this was a file we were working on for far too long. The long and short of why it extended this long, I mean, we would have closed this thing like last September. But basically, each of the mortgages, they're being handled by different negotiators, and obviously
both within SunTrust.
Both within SunTrust. And both required different sets of management and investors and whatnot to sign off on them. So what was kind of happening was we get approval on the first, and then we would be waiting for the second. By the time the second approved it, first would expire, and time would go by another 2 months. So they, every 3 months they order another new valuation.
So that's a tip right there. Every 3 months, SunTrust needs to order a new valuation. Tip number 1.
Right. So basically, they would have to do their new value. We'd have to wait on that. By the time that all got done and reviewed and signed off on, the second approval would expire. So on and on we went for quite a while. So basically, the point I got to with this one was that, and this is for any of you who have, whether it's with SunTrust or B of A or Chase or any of these lenders, if you have a file where you have 2 mortgages with the same company, where maybe they're in different departments, each has a different negotiator. The point I got to with this one, I basically said to the first negotiator, I said, here's what we're up against, here's what's been going on, this is why we have not closed this thing for this long. Can you do anything about it? Can you reach out to the second negotiator, get them on board, get this thing drawn up?
So trying to get them communicating together.
Get them working in sync, get them communicating, and so that's basically what she did. She reached out to the negotiator that was handling the second, which was actually a HELOC, home equity line, and when I received the approvals that Bob has in his hands right now, they came over together, the first mortgage approval and the second mortgage approval together. So
Chris did a good job to get them to communicate together since they were actually being serviced. They weren't the same investor, they were being serviced by the same company. So that's a good tip there. Try every single time you have some sort of first mortgage and second mortgage with the same company, get them communicating the best you can. Doesn't always work out that way, but you always have to push for that. That is huge.
Yeah.
On the short sale acceptance letters, this is what it states. On the first page, where am I? On the first page, it states in a couple different spots, it says, in exchange for the amount of money, they are releasing the lien securing your SunTrust home equity line of credit. This is for the second. Upon closing the proposed short sale of reference property, SunTrust is offering to settle your account upon the terms outlined in this letter, and they give you the terms.
Mm-hmm.
This is important to know because you always want a settlement in full. And on the second page here, this is exactly what we're looking for. Upon settlement of the short sale proceeds, the SunTrust home equity line of credit account will be reported to the appropriate credit reporting agencies as settled in full for the amount less than owed. That is killer. On the bottom, but this is what you need to tell your clients also. In bold letters, it says, federal tax law requires that SunTrust file a 1099-C if the amount of forgiven debt exceeds $600, and you should consult your tax advisor regarding any potential tax consequences. But anyway, you're looking for settlement in full, and you will also you have to make sure you tell your client about the tax consequences. That is key.
Yep.
Also, on the other short sale acceptance letter says the same exact thing, but it doesn't say HELOC. It just says SunTrust on it. So anyway, with that said, Chris, what are the guidelines that Fannie Mae, when they're in first position, offers second lien holders?
See that? I thought you were going to forget that one.
I was going
to have to remind you on that one.
I'm good today. I'm good.
So this one, yeah, as Bob said, Fannie Mae in the first position, and they typically will allow either 8% of the principal of the second, or $8,500, whichever is less. And by a few $100s, the 8% guideline was actually less. So the amount that the first is paying out is like $7,900.
All right, cool. What am I missing? I'm missing something, Chris. What am I missing? Anything?
No, that was the last one.
We got any other tips and tricks for this week, Chris?
I think that's what we got, man. Without, you hit the last one, and that was the one I was thinking of.
I hit the last one. All right, cool. I thought we were missing one. How many did we have? We had 3 of them, right?
Yeah, at least 3.
All right, we had 3 of them. Anyway, the webinar, the Equator training webinar on the inside tips and tricks and how to get through that system was last week. It's actually really, really good. We had a 2-hour full content webinar. It was awesome. So go to shortsaleDailyNews.com. I believe you can get it there. One of the tips was obviously the Fannie Mae guidelines for what they allow second mortgages. Another tip was obviously the SunTrust dealing with first and second mortgage second mortgage holders when they're at the same company. And then finally, obviously, the way they actually settle their debt and what you want to look for in your short sale acceptance letter. And also, check proptracker.com. That's our online management tool, real estate management tool. It is killer. We keep adding some stuff. We're actually finishing our prop mapper. You like that?
Nice.
Prop, PROPMAPR.com. Prop mapper this week, which should allow us to send out all of our properties for sale all over the internet. It's unbelievable. It's kind of like I believe V-Flyer does it, stuff like that. But we're integrating that within our prop tracker. Pretty cool. Prop mapper, prop tracker, we got it all. But anyway,
Say that 5 times.
also our prop macker call. Prop mapper? Macker? Prop tracker call for next week. It's our monthly training. It's killer. Next week. It's on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But anyway, Chris the Drummer Bowes, Bob LaChance getting back here with this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week.
Somebody wake me up. Somebody wake me up, yeah. Somebody please wake me up. Whatever happened to the butterflies? Whatever happened to the summer